Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all honor and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles and the bishops of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the elect, starting with the 144,000 governing body of the nation of Yasha Allah, and the men, the women, the children, the true believers in the name of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai. May He have mercy on you in these last days. It's your brother, I'm Nawa Allah from the Great Millstone Cleveland Church, coming back into another lesson, live stream, Lord willing, be edifying. And this is, the lesson is called, uh, and the wicked shall burn as an oven. Okay, that's coming in the spirit of Malachi 4 and 1, but also the Apostle Tahar doing a lesson the other day. He threw that out there, and I thought the title was very catchy. And at the end of the day, it's something that we continue to talk about when we are referencing the judgment of America, because the oven is America. Okay, it's just another similitude or metaphor for the lake of fire, which really is the destruction of America. Okay, Babylon the Great, Rome 2.0. All right, and it's because of the witchcraft, the wickedness, the sorcery, all the adultery, all the abominations therein. Then, okay, and what the prophets have been speaking of these things from the past, and we're saying it today. All right. So what you see here is an image of what's the after effects when something is burnt. It looks like an ash, because this is how America's going to look ultimately after World War III, after the Lord has delivered the elect. And truth be told, still going to be on fire. But this is just remnants of the smoke when the ash, when the fire has went out. This is kind of how it looks. And I like to use images to really clarify or bring more edification about the scriptures. Because one uh, may see a lesson like this or hear these scriptures coming out, and you can't visualize it. I don't need no image to know that the Lord is going to do what you see on this image to America. But just again for edification, and it does help inspire the lesson. This is Jeremiah chapter 28 and verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. You see that? War, evil, and pestilence. The war is what's going to cause the thermonuclear war. The evil is because the the word evil goes back to the Hebrew word ra, which is going to be bad times leading up to the Third World War, which we're currently in. That is called Jacob's trouble, and it's just going to what increase. And the pestilence is because it's going to be the after effects of the detonation of the nuclear bomb, even the deliverance of it. Okay, and so the prophets have been warning you, and we're warning you now. All that do wickedly will burn as an oven. Point period blank. Okay? This is Isaiah chapter 34 and verse 1. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. So the Lord is bringing judgment on the whole earth via thermonuclear war, via World War III, but the destruction will happen here in America and Israel, and the witness will be everything outside of this place. You see, it says, for the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations. Indignation is what? Righteous anger, justifiable anger for the wickedness that this kingdom, this current evil, wicked kingdom perpetuates. It says, "For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies." What armies? All the other nations' armies. See, what we got to realize is the Lord is in control of these armies, right? Isaiah chapter 54 and verse 16 in the New Living Translation. It says, "I have created the blacksmith who fans the coals beneath the forge and makes the weapons of destruction." So the Lord put the spirit in the so-called white man, okay, the Edomite man, to make the weapons of destruction, which are the thermonuclear missiles. It says, "And I have created the armies that destroy." So there is not going to be an army that's going to stand up against Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, which that's why we know America's going to fall, okay, and everything in it. The writing is on the wall. Babylon the Great is about to fall hard. Isaiah 34 and 2 again. "For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He have," that's past tense, "he have utterly destroyed them. He have delivered them to the slaughter." You see? "Their slain shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood." Right? With the blood of who? The people, right? What is the mountains? The mountains, the government. The government of the United States of America and any other government, we're talking about this government, is going to be destroyed. There won't be any what do they call it? Continuity of government. No. When the nukes come to America, this is going to be a hot bowl of soup. All right, a boiling stew, and the people are going to be the meat of the stew. I'm just trying to really give you a understanding, or a just look, think about a hot oven, and how and how the ancient ovens used to cook bread or whatever they put in there. It just instantly brought to a crisp instantly. What does that mean? That's an example of the heat and the fire that's coming here to America, man. That's why I use the term "burn as an oven." America is the oven, and you people are going to be the bread, the flesh. Okay, you don't believe it, but it's true. You might say, "Well, what about you?" I got faith and hope and deliverance. That's why I'm telling you. Because pursuing Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 17, and get the blood off my hand. This warning goes out daily about the destruction of America, the doom, the demise, right? It says, verse 4, "And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall roll together as a scroll, because of a detonation of a nuclear bomb." All right? It says, "And all their hosts, all the armies of America," that's what this is talking about. The armies, the 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 warfare, the machines. It says, "And all their hosts shall fall down as a leaf falleth from the vine, and as a falling fig from the tree." But it says, "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven." The sword of the Lord is the nukes, bathed in heaven. When they're shot from their missile silos, from the opposing enemy, which are going to be the Russians, the Chinese, the Moabites, when they shoot their missiles from the silo, that's like the the bow, or no, You know, trying to give you a visualization. When a man has a bow and arrow, he have his arrows in his, in that satchel. And he takes the arrow out of the satchel and he puts it in the bow, right? And it fires off. That's what this is going into. When those missiles hit the sky, it goes from wherever country it's coming from. It goes into the Shemaiah, then comes down, right? And that missile, it detonates before it, damn near before it drops the bomb, right? From that heat explosion, and it's like a sweeping wind. I'm gonna get that scripture next, but that's what you gotta imagine, and that's gonna bring that thermal heat, okay, to burn everybody to a crisp, okay, to leave them parched, to leave them with nothing, no eyeballs, no nothing, all right, ash, disintegrated, dissolved. This is what I'm reading right here. It says, "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea." We know Idumea is America, the Edomites. All right, your people before your place. "Upon the people of my curse to judgment. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood and is made with the fatness and with the blood of lambs and the goats and the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord have a sacrifice in Basra." See, the sacrifice is the people. And you need a very hot oven to burn everything for that aroma. The Lord want to smell your flesh burning now. To what? To appease his anger for the wickedness. "Upon Idumea, upon the people of my curse to judgment." Oh, I read that. It says, I'm going to jump down. Verse 8. "For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance and the year of recompense for the controversy of Zion." So that is another reason why America's going to be destroyed. The controversy is the issue. When you go into that word controversy, let's look that word controversy up. Controversy is a long public argument or disagreement. Let me see. Let's see if it have. Oh, here we go. In the Bible, controversy, often translated from the Hebrew word rabbah. I don't know. I'll have to go substantiate that. But it says primarily deals with a legal dispute, quarrel, or formal charge. It describes human arguments, legal lawsuits, or the Most High spiritual lawsuit, or a grievance against human sin and rebellion. But this controversy is from the so-called white man and what he did to the Israelites. You see, that's what that's going into. All right? Don't get it twisted. It says, "And the streams thereof should be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone." See? "And the land thereof shall become a burning pitch." Let's look up that word, burning pitch, in the Hebrew. Well, it doesn't have. I'm going to look up brimstone, Salakia.
Strong's H 1614. Gophereth.
Brimstone of judgment. Yeah, it means brimstone means judgment in the Hebrew. 1 second, I want to see something. Okay. Burning pitch. Let me see something. I just want to just give me 1 second here. search for burning pitch. All right. Burning pitch refers to a thick, dark, sticky, and highly flammable tar or resin that is actively on fire. And then it gives you the scripture that I'm reading. But I went to AI. See, AI know what it is, right? Because that is a metaphorical or visual to show you what's going to be happening in America. And that's how you know it's going to be burning like an oven. You see that? Why though? This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and 6. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore, saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent blood, so like the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. That's why. That's another reason why America is about to be burning as a hot oven. Jeremiah chapter 51 and 1. Also because of the wickedness of you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. I'm gonna get that too. This is Jeremiah 51 and 1. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them. Who is them? Everybody in America. You so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, the heathen. This is Babylon. This is talking about America. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind. That goes back to a detonation of a nuclear bomb, right? 1 second. Let me get this precept. Slock it. This is Isaiah chapter 14 and 23. I will also make it a possession of the bittern and the pools of water, and I will sweep it, saith the Lord of hosts. That's the detonation of a nuclear bomb. That's the sweeping agent, right? A destroying wind, pursuing Jeremiah 51 and 1. And I will send unto you, unto Babylon, fanners, Jeremiah 51 and 2, that shall fan her and empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow. See, that's just a metaphor of the nuclear missiles in the silo being ready to be fired off at its target, America, which will make the burning oven. Like I did last week when I asked the question, where is the lake of fire? Same scriptures, different subject, same spirit, same topic. You see? To reiterate, to bring forth the truth of the fire is coming for the wickedness of this place. It says, verse 3 again, against him that bendeth, let the